Hi there, welcome to Melissa's Kitchen. I'm your hostess, Melissa Murray, and today we're going to make a easy rice pudding. So if you want to come over, we'll go through the ingredients list here first so you'll know what we'll need. So for our recipe, we're going to need 2 to 3 cups of soy milk. You can also use a almond milk or a coconut milk. We're going to need 2 cups of pre-cooked rice. This is a brown rice from the other day. I had some left over. We're also going to need a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. You can also use agave syrup if you have that in your cupboard instead. We're going to need 1 cup of raisins, 1/2 cup of slivered almonds, 1½ teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1 tablespoon of vanilla. So those are the only ingredients you're going to need for this super easy recipe. So we're going to start by having a medium saucepan on the stove. We'll start at about a medium heat. And we're actually going to put all these ingredients in one pan. So this makes it super, super easy. So let's start here with the rice. So 2 cups of pre-cooked rice. You're going to put that right into your pan. Now I keep this rice here I made yesterday, so it's my leftovers, and I have this in one of our crystal wave containers from Tupperware. These containers are great. They come in a variety of sizes, and they're great to keep your leftovers in because they have this handy little vent. So when you have it in the fridge, you just keep the vent closed. And when you want to reheat your food, you just open it before you pop it in the microwave. And it helps to keep your food nice and contained. There'll be no splatters in your microwave. And it will make it nice and piping hot. So these are a great container to use. Now we're also going to need 2 to 3 cups of our soy milk or almond milk, whatever you have. So we're going to start here by putting in 2 cups. We're just going to give that a bit of a stir here. I'm using one of our Tupperware utensils. These are great to use because they're not going to scratch any of your pots and pans. So I think we're just going to leave that at the 2 cups here for now. We'll see what happens once we put in our other ingredients. Now we need about a 1/4 cup of our maple syrup or agave. You can also use honey if you prefer. I do like to make my recipes vegan, so I will not be using honey. I'm going to stick with maple syrup, which is what my sweetener of choice is. We're going to go ahead here and put in the 1 cup of raisins. Okay, and remember, there goes my raisins, but that's okay. Your measurements don't have to be 100% exact. If you like more raisins, if you want less raisins, that's fine. You can also add other things in if you prefer maybe a different type of fruit. Maybe blueberries or raspberries would be really good as well. Now typically, rice pudding is a dessert. However, you can also have it as a breakfast food. So it's also really tasty and filling to have for breakfast time, which is what we will be doing with this for tomorrow. Okay, we've got our milk, our rice, our raisins, our syrup. We will put in a tablespoon of vanilla extract. This is my favorite vanilla. This comes all the way from Mexico. I find their vanilla is very flavorful. Now this is the dark vanilla. You can get a clear vanilla, which is great to use in baking because it doesn't change the color of your batter or things like that. So this vanilla is amazing. And a couple of our runaway raisins in there. Give that a bit more of a stir. We're going to need our cinnamon. So I said about 1½ teaspoons of our cinnamon. Now these are our spice shakers. I know I've mentioned these before. These are fantastic. They come in 2 sizes. This is the large size. And it has one spout here for putting in your measuring spoons, and the other one is a shaker. And like I said in some past videos, it's really important with your spices to make sure that you don't actually take your shaker and put it over your pots and pans, because the steam is actually going to put moisture in your shaker and cause your spices to clump, and we want to avoid that. So always, always make sure you're using your measuring spoons. And our Tupperware measuring spoons fit really nicely in these shakers. So that's 1 teaspoon, and we want to put another half. And that's just of our cinnamon to give it a nice flavor. And last but not least, we're going to need half a cup of slivered almonds. Now, I don't have slivered almonds, and I don't want to go to the trouble of slivering my almonds because that can be kind of a pain. So we're going to do something a little different, and we're just going to chop our almonds. So I'm just going to give this a mix because it takes a bit to get that cinnamon incorporated into the liquid. So I have whole almonds. Again, I keep my almonds as well as my raisins in our modular mates. Now this is a square modular mate, and what's great, these are new, so the lids are fairly stiff, but what's great about it is they're airtight. So it's going to keep whatever you put in here super fresh. So here's my almonds. You can see they're whole right now. I'm going to use my little chopper here, which again I've used on different videos before, and we need to put in half a cup. So we're going to take our almonds and we're just going to add them in. I'm going to put a few more in there because I like my almonds. We're going to put on our lid, make sure it's on all the way, and turn it here so the safety is on to make sure that it's not coming out. And we're just going to pull here, and if you can see, I don't know if the camera can see, but as I do this, you can see it's chopping my almonds pretty well. So you can just pull it until you get them to the consistency you want. I'm going to do it quite a bit because I want them fairly small. Give it a shake if you need to. We're going to open it up and see what we have. Take that out of there. So we do have some fairly big pieces, but we also have lots of nice little pieces too. If you want, you can chop them more, but this is going to be good because I like that little bit of crunch the almonds are going to give us. So we're going to put that right into the bread pudding. Or sorry, not bread pudding, rice pudding. Bread pudding will be on a different episode. But today is rice pudding. So we're going to give that another stir. Now at this point, you can see if you want to add in any more milk, but I think this is good. It's still quite liquid, even with all those goodies in there. Okay, as I splash everywhere, but that's okay. Okay, so give me 1 second here. I'm just going to give that a bit of a wipe. All right, now we've got everything in one pot to make it super easy. Now all we're going to do is we're going to turn that heat up here and we're going to bring it to a boil. Once it is at a boil, we're going to reduce the heat and we're going to simmer it for about 15 to 20 minutes or so. So we're going to let it come to a boil and do that next step. And then after it simmers, it should be perfect time to eat. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll come back in a little bit and we'll show you the final product. Hi everybody, welcome back to Melissa's Kitchen. So we have our rice pudding. If you want to come over and have a look here, you'll see that it has thickened up quite a bit. And I can actually turn it over here and there's not a lot of liquid left. Now I had this, I'm just going to turn my timer off here. This was actually only on my stove for probably about 10 minutes. I did stir it occasionally. So you can cook it until you reach the consistency that you want. This looks pretty good to me, so I'm gonna leave it here. So that's pretty much it, all in one pot, super easy to make. It smells so good, you guys. That cinnamon in there. I mean, I know they say this is a dessert, but this is definitely going to be breakfast for us tomorrow because it smells so good and it's got so many awesome things in there. Honestly, it's just like an oatmeal, but with rice. So I'm really excited about that. So because we're going to have it tomorrow for breakfast and not right now, I'm going to use my Crystal Wave soup mug. This is also a Tupperware product, and all of our Tupperware products can be viewed and purchased on my website at melissamurray.my.tupperware.ca. So, like I said, what I love about the Crystal Wave, number one, I love this color. Isn't this an awesome color? It's awesome. The soup mugs is probably the product I use the most from the Crystal Wave line. It's great. It has a nice little handle there. We're going to scoop our rice pudding right into here, right out of the pot. Now, you probably get, they say 2 servings of the rice pudding. You could probably break it down into about 4 servings if you really wanted to, because it is going to be really filling. So the Crystal Wave is great. It has this awesome lid. Put that lid on, like I said, when it's in the fridge, you just have this little tab down. And if you want to reheat something, before you put it in the microwave, you just push there. It's going to open this vent. So it's going to let the steam escape while it's in the microwave, but the lid is going to contain any splatters from your food. And when you take the lid off to eat, it's going to be piping hot just like it is right now. This is an awesome product from Tupperware, and I'm sure you will love it just as much as I do. So that's our recipe for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for watching. For more information about healthy recipes or Tupperware products, please email me at tupperware.by.melissamurray@gmail.com or visit my website, melissamurray.my.tupperware.ca. Thanks for watching. See you next time.